What up, YouTube? Like, I know for those who are wondering how I feel about the Amber Guyger case, I'm gonna break this down into two parts. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do two videos on this subject. First, I'm gonna talk about the whole situation, the case as a whole from my perspective. And on a second video, I might talk about the slave mentality that was displayed after the verdict. Okay, on this video, I'm gonna talk about the Amber Guyger case. I feel that this be honest with you, like I saw the whole thing from the start to the finish of this white woman who was gun happy and who was happy to kill a black man and thought she was going to get away with it, and she getting convicted of murdering John Botham Jean, who was sitting in his own house while she gunned him down. It's a reason why she was found not guilty. One of the reasons why is because three years ago, Michael Xavier Johnson gunned down and shot and killed 5 police officers and injured several more. While in the midst of a police brutality protest, and like ever since then, the police, not just the Dallas police, but the police nationwide had just been shook about this one man who killed almost damn near several police officers with basic military training while in the midst of a protest. Like during the Amber Guyger case, Dallas police were instructed not to take a day off, not to take vacations, in case something pops off. And another reason why Amber Guyger was found guilty is because the evidence was way too damning. The evidence is stacked way too high against her. That's why she wanted to do a fair trial outside of Dallas, Texas, in some lily white town. Her lawyers was fighting to get they tried to do three procedures to get her a fair trial. They try to go outside of Dallas, like to a lily white neighborhood or lily white suburbs that has a white judge, all white jury, where she'll be found not guilty for killing a black man. Because they did that with the Rodney King case. When the Rodney King case, they went outside of LA County and went to a white neighborhood where the cops were found not guilty. Her legal team tried that and they failed. And then like they try to use the Castle Doctrine. The Castle Doctrine, because she said she thought that was her house. And it wasn't, but the Castle Doctrine only works for the resident and not the intruder. And number 3, her story was all fucked up. Okay, she said Amber Guyger said she thought she was in the wrong house. She just did a 16-hour shift, and she walked in the wrong house. Now see, there's some. Okay, see, that's another place where she fucked up. In the apartment that she lived in, she lived a floor below Botham Jean, and there's other residents who lived there that said that all those floors looked exactly the same. You can't it looks exactly the same. No decorations, no nothing. So you could go to any floor and it looks exactly the same. What Botham Jean did was he put a red carpet in front of his door to say to mark that as his door to say, yeah, that's my door, because I put the red carpet right there. Amber Guyger said she thought that was her house. They did a side picture of her apartment and his apartment. Her apartment doesn't have a red carpet. His does. His house was kind of junky. Hers wasn't. That's another spot where she fucked up. That, the Castle Doctrine, and then she tried to get on the stand and started crying crocodile tears, which was bullshit. She wasn't crying crocodile tears, and her stories didn't add up, because she said she was fatigued, but then But then like they pulled up the text that she was texting. She was texting another police officer talking about that she wanted to fuck him, and that she's horny. But like she told everybody else that she was tired and fatigued. I understand it's a 16-hour shift, but like you ain't that tired if you talk about let's I'm horny, let's fuck. Like because after a 16-hour shift, 9 times out of 10, you don't. The last thing you want to do is fuck. Yeah, I like sex too, but after I get off of a 16-hour shift, the only thing I'm thinking about is going straight to the house. And another thing, if I live on the 3rd floor and she lives on the 4th floor, and like if I live on the 3rd floor, I'm not gonna climb the stairs all the way to the fucking 4th floor and be like, hey, wait a minute, this isn't my house. That right there didn't make sense when she said she thought that was her house. She used that story. She used that bullshit story because she thought they was gonna buy it, which they didn't. 16. You come off I come off a 16-hour shift and then come home. You dead tired, but you climb the stairs up to the floor that's above yours. Like your body's not going to be fixated. If you're that damn tired, your body's not going to be fixated to want to climb the steps and then go another step over your own apartments. So that right there was bullshit. And then like a part of her story where she was fatigued and but yet the police body, another police officer's body cam show her just pacing back and forth at a rapid rate where she didn't look fatigued at all. And on top of that, like after she shot him, why she didn't give him CPR? Okay, police officers are trained to do CPR. Not just paramedics. Police officers are trained to do CPR. But like she said, she didn't even try to do CPR on him after she shot she shot him. Okay, now where was I? But basically her story didn't add up, and that's why she was convicted. And a jury of her peers, I noticed that a few people who are actually supporting her was talking about that's not fair because like it was only the jury pool was selected. It was 2 whites, 5 Hispanics, and 5 blacks. Eight of the people on that stand were women. The rest were men. A lot of people saying that she didn't get a fair trial because of that shit. But it was a unanimous decision that she was found guilty. And like when a judge had read it, he said not guilty, it was like some loud gas coming from John Botham Jean's family. And the judge was like, no outburst. And you're like, how the hell you expect them to react? If my family member was killed and the killer was found guilty, especially since the last police officer, last police officer was convicted of murder was over 40 years ago. In the state of Texas, in the early 70s, a police officer had killed this 12-year-old Hispanic kid, but he only did 2 years in jail, and that caused a large outburst. And prior to the Amber Guyger case, it was a black woman, it was a black police officer who shot and killed some Hispanic kids. Who shot and killed some Hispanic kid after this Hispanic kid, Jose Cruz, had stole his car, and then he only got 10 years. But so when cops, that's another thing. When it comes to black police officers, if a black police officer is charged with murder, they're gonna definitely do jail time, like that Ethiopian cop who shot and killed that white Australian woman. He's doing 20 years in jail, if I'm not mistaken. He was convicted. See, this right here is kind of a rarity. Amber Guyger, and then the white male cop who shot the 15-year-old. He's doing 15 years. But this is the first time in Texas, in the history of Texas, that a white female cop has been convicted, but she only got 10 fucking years. Like we took one step forward and then one step back. All she get is 10 years, and she might only do 5 years if she's on good behavior. And you know these police officers, when a police officer goes to jail, they don't put them they don't put them in population. They keep them hidden. Like Daniel Holtzclaw, who raped those 13 black women. You can't find him nowhere in the prison system. He's doing double life. You can't find him nowhere. But when Amber Guyger goes to prison, they're not gonna put her in the population. Absolutely not. They're gonna try to fucking kill her. They are, like any cop that goes to jail gets treated like shit, as well as they should. But like, they ain't gonna put her in the grand population. And besides that, I wanted to, I know for a fact, because of what happened 3 years ago, they wasn't going to find her not guilty anyway, because they would have, like, what happened 3 years ago with Micah X, the Dallas police were ready for it. They were ready for that to pop off. Like, damn, if she's found not guilty and if she walks, they might another Micah X might pop up. Because that shit spooked the hell out of them with the Micah X thing. That's enough. And another thing, if she was found not guilty, that would have gave police officers a leeway. They would have given them carte blanche to just go to random people's houses and start and just shoot them, especially if they're black, and try to shoot them, and they're like, wait a minute, I thought there was a burglar. Because I can guarantee you, if she quote unquote walked to the wrong house and there was a white man, you think she won't shoot him? Hell no. She just wanted to shoot a black man. Okay. Because like when it comes to black people, they're quick to want to pull out their guns and want to shoot us. They only get trigger happy when it's a black person. If it's a white person, they'll hesitate at every angle to not shoot us. And if she was found not guilty and she went home, it would have gave police officers, not just in Dallas but nationwide, carte blanche to just go to random people's houses and random black people's houses and start shooting them. And that wasn't going to happen. Me and many others weren't going to stand for that. Because you know something, this is how I feel. If any cop comes to my house, if they don't have a warrant for my arrest or no rhyme or reason to be knocking on my door, I'm not going to answer that door. Neither me or my two brothers. We ain't finna put up with that. And if you know me or my brothers, you already know how we get down. That's not going to happen, not on our watch. If you have no reason to be over our house, we're not answering that door. Whether you're a cop, a civilian, or whatever. But like, and that's another reason why they found her guilty. Because they wasn't trying to have that, because if she walked, the bodies would have piled up. And like they didn't need that. They didn't need that extra shit on their hand. Like they didn't need that on their hands to be to have that hovering over their heads. They like if Amber Guyger walked, we would use that excuse to just go to random people's houses and start shooting them. Be like, wait a minute, I thought that was in the wrong house. Like police officers who live 40 miles away would have tried to pull that shit. Like, I kicked down the door and I shot the person who was living in their own house, but I thought they was a burglar. And police officers don't be answering burglary calls like that. Cause you know, like if somebody's breaking into your home and you're either inside or outside to witnesses, the police officers are gonna drag their fucking feet to try to take that to try and take that burglar down. I've had my house broken into when I wasn't there. But the cops didn't do a goddamn thing about it. So I know they ain't gonna do shit about stopping no burglar if a burglar or home invader tries to come to your house, because many police officers are cowards when it comes to fighting crimes. Like Boston Gene, he didn't have no record. He had his head on the swivel, and that's another thing. A lot of these police officers shoot and kill. They shoot and kill people. a black man who actually got something going for himself. Botham Jean had something going for himself. He was smart. He had a good job. He didn't have a record. He was a singer in church, but he was shot and killed. They always kill black men like that. But the black men who are terrorizing their own neighborhoods, who are shooting, killing their own kind, who are dealing drugs and just committing toxic and just repelling their toxic bile energy within our community. They don't mess with those. They don't mess with those black men. They don't mess with brothers like that who commit those type of crimes amongst their people. But the ones who have their head on the swivel, those are the ones who are quick to shoot, but yet they'll fear their lives. But if you ask me, we took one step forward and one step back with this shit. That's all I gotta say about this video. I'm gonna talk about the slave mentality that was displayed during the verdict on the next video.